Welcome back to the Morning Brief. And now we turn our attention to Rivers politics. And, you know, when we talk about Rivers politics, we get agitated. It's a theater of court rulings without resolutions. And you could add so many other interpretations to that mix. And the tenure expiration of a local government chairman in that state now has elicited another legal debate. And let's dive into it together now to try and understand the situation. And we have joining us to talk about this former lawmaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, former law teacher, Department of Public and Private Law, University of Nigeria, and former chairman, in the light of the circumstances, Emoha local government area, Rivers State, Honorable Chidi Lloyd, who joins us via Zoom. And we also have joining us Honorable Enyada Cookeygam, immediate past chairman, Opobo Nkoro local government area, who also joins us via Zoom. Good morning and welcome, gentlemen, to the program.
Good morning and thanks for having me on the program.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Honorable Lloyd, and naturally, I'd like you to react to the governor's order, Governor Fubara's order that administrators should take over local government areas in Rivers State following the expiration of the tenure. What's your reaction to this, and precisely what's the situation of things, if we could get an immediate update in that regard?
Now, first and foremost, with due respect to the office of the governor, I'd like to ask for where did the governor obtain the powers to declare that the heads of local government administration take over the leadership of the local government councils. The governor himself knows that he does not have any such powers. The 1999 Constitution, especially Section 7 Sub 1, did not contemplate heads of local government. Then if we bring it down to the local government law, precisely law number 5 as further amended. The law number 5 will herein be referred to as a principal law. But the amendments that have been caused to that principal law by the Rivers State House of Assembly has further removed, outlawed the use of caretaker.
Oh dear. The net will appear to be having challenges with the network, but we'll get back to Honorable Chidi Lloyd. I was beginning to provide clarity on what seems to be the situation of things as far as the law is concerned. I believe we have him back now. Honorable Lloyd? Okay, let's go to Honorable Enyada for your reaction to Governor Fubara's order as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. My name is Honorable Enyada Cookeygam, Chairman of Opobo Nkoro local government. Let me say, it's sacrosanct that
it appears the network is not our friend this morning, but there are quite a number of questions, to ask as far as the politics of Rivers State is concerned, particularly with so many court rulings that, I cited earlier on, and there's so many interpretations as far as that is concerned. We understand that according to the Rivers State local government law, the tenure of the local government chairman is a 3-year tenure, and it expired at midnight of June the 17th. But there's also been an amendment, by the Martin Amewule-led Rivers State House of Assembly, and that amendment also has been overturned by a certain court ruling. So that's, elicits, a number of questions and, provides seemingly a theater of confusion of some sorts. Who is abiding by which court ruling? And, following some other court ruling in the first place, do we have a subsisting state assembly? Is it led by Honorable Martin Amewule, or the other four-man lawmaker also loyal to the state governor? Guys.
Well, it's called the theater of the absurd for a reason, as it's referred to with Rivers politics. And the reasons are quite clear. There's been an avalanche of court order, one judgment in between. In fact, there was one, almost an embarrassing one, where two orders from courts of concurrent jurisdiction came from the same facility somewhere in Abuja. We've been following this, and it's important that we explain to the people what exactly is going on. The question now, the bottom line of this question, of this argument is who are members of the House of Assembly, and whose laws should we obey? But there are all kinds of court orders, one saying, oh, it's right, the other one saying it's restrained, and so maybe we'll go back to Mr. Chidi Lloyd. We don't want to say it for them. They are the ones in the eye of the storm to be able to expatiate exactly what this is. Mr. Lloyd, you can continue with our thoughts.
Is that I'm just trying to tell you that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, does not contemplate the use of heads of local government for council administration. Section 7 sub 1 says the local government is hereby guaranteed by democratically elected personnel. So having said that, the Martin Amewule-led assembly had cured the crisis that would have emanated due to the inability of the governor for one reason or the other to conduct local government election. So the members of the House rose to the occasion by invoking the doctrine of necessity. Here we are. The State Assembly laws have also outlawed the use of caretaker committee, in line with the pronouncements of the Supreme Court in a plethora of cases. So this is where we are. The State Assembly has pleaded with us, the democratically elected chairman, to remain in office until such a time when the governor will provide the enabling environment for the State Independent Electoral Commission to perform its law. However, the most important thing is what Jeff has said in the studio. In the face of conflicting judgments and view, my brother, it is not in the place of anybody to interpret what the law is. Anybody who cases usually starts at the lower court. Then whatever judgment that comes out one way or the other is appealed. Now, all of the judgments that have come out, order, judgment, interlocutory injunction, have all been appealed and is before the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal, the parties have entered appearance and asked that status quo be maintained. So what that means is that every party will halt hostility. And here we are, people trying to explain the law to suit themselves. The unfortunate thing in Rivers State is that everybody has been called to the bar, but we have not attended any call to bar ceremony. I'm sure that very soon some people will organize a call to bar ceremony and give certificates to these would-be lawyers. So that is where we are.
If you're saying that the Martin...
Sorry, ma. I want to state that the 21 of us, including my good friend there, Cookeygam, who dragged himself to court. Cookeygam took his colleagues to court. So, and he is part of the 23 local government. But in this case, the 21 of us are insisting that the law, we must obey the law. That is why we are citizens of Nigeria. And we recall that we swore to two oaths, oath of allegiance and oath of office. Now, the oath of allegiance means that we must protect the Constitution and any law that emanates therefrom, such as the laws of the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Martins Chike Amewule. So that is where the point where we are. If elections were conducted, we won't be here. But the funny thing is that in Rivers State, people don't support what is right. They support who they like. And that is why we have what we have now. Why nobody is asking, Why is the governor not able, why was he not able to provide a safe haven for elections to be conducted? The local government law was not passed yesterday.
But
the local government law has been there.
Pardon me,
if
I may come in there, Honorable.
90 days before the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent officials. So that's where we are.
If I may come in there, Honorable Lloyd, if you're quoting the amendment by the Martin Amewule-led Assembly, High Court has also ruled against that 6-month tenure elongation by the Martin Amewule-led Assembly.
I want to inform you, my dear sister, that we are before the Court of Appeal. Once the matter is before an appeal, the lower court will hold proceedings. So we are before the Court of Appeal. Don't make people are making it look like whatever the High Court say is final. No, the only final court we have in Nigeria is the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
But Honorable Lord, has that order been vacated at the appeal court?
We are before the Court of Appeal, Kayode.
But has it been vacated? Because you are well versed in the law as well. You are not one of those who have called themselves to, but you are versed in law. Has it been vacated?
Kayode, I have read your profile. At no point have I seen that you are a lawyer.
So I'm asking you, has that order been vacated at the appeal court?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Kayode?
Yes, I can.
Kayode, both of us can be talking at the same time. Now, the point I'm making is that all of these issues are before the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal has said, maintain status quo. Status quo ante-bello. Status quo before the crisis started. And that what was the status quo before the crisis started?
Is that a question, Mr. Lloyd?
So that is where
I think we lost. Okay.
Okay.
Honorable Lord, we lost you momentarily, but you've made that point regarding what the Court of Appeal said. So let's go to Honorable Cookeygam now on this one. So he's said quite a number of things. We've raised the order by the State High Court regarding the elongation of a tenure. Well, he says it's before the appeal court. And that is also a case that, he said that you took your colleagues to court. And yes, you actually went to court as a result of this. So give us an interpretation from your own side. What exactly is the current state of you and others?
Thank you, great listeners. I think I'm Honorable Enyada Cookeygam, Chairman of Fubara local government. Let me also state it clearly that the law is sacrosanct when it comes to the local government tenure. The local government tenure is stipulated for 3 years, and that which we have sworn an oath, I can tell you that tenure has elapsed by this very midnight. We sworn an oath of office from June 2021 to this June 2024. And that is the mandate given to us by our people. And we have served meritoriously to the glory of the Most High God for 3 years. So I looked at it that it is also necessary to also return this power to the people. That is democracy. Government of the people by the people. You return the power to the people. If you are good, and if you look at it, that is also in your own purview to contest again, I think the people will also re-elect you.
Honorable Cookeygam, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's one of those days where the...
All right, let's bring it back to you, Honorable Lloyd. So, a few straight questions. What law are you abiding by? Are you abiding by the amended law by the Amewule-led House of Assembly, or the 2018 law of the Local Government Administration Act? Which law are you talking about? For the records. Honorable Lloyd, can you hear me? Oh dear, technology is affecting me. I don't know whether technology is caught in this political crossfire.
It may appear as that, though that's the case.
Honorable Cookeygam, can you hear me now? Cookeygam, can you hear me, sir? Okay. So the point here is sometimes what it looks like is that it's like a cherry-picking situation as to the legislation or the extant law or the court order to abide by. So for the context, for the sake of our audience, there was a law. There's a law called the Local Government Administration Act of 2018 that governs the administration of local government, where the tenure, according to Section 9(1) of that law, says that the tenure of the governor, the local government chairman must expire 3 years, and then the governor has the power to put up a caretaker committee and all of that. I would like to quote verbatim some of those things, but just paraphrasing, which was now amended by the Ameule group to say that in the instance where there is no election or whatever happens in case of war, the tenure of the local government chairman would naturally extend. Now, the argument, which is the main argument, is the status of the lawmakers, not even the law. That is the big contention.
And for clarity, Jeffrey, the status of the Martin Amewule-led assembly and the other four also loyal to the governor.
That's what I said. The status of the lawmakers. But let's listen to the governor. I understand he made a broadcast. Let's listen to him.
I wish to acknowledge and commend the dedicated services of the outgoing elected local government chairmen, vice chairmen, and councillors who were elected and sworn in 3 years ago and whose tenures expired yesterday, the 17th of June of the year of our Lord, 2024, as provided for by the law. On behalf of the government and the people of Rivers State, I thank you all for your sacrifice and commend your commitment to public service and our dear Rivers State. I congratulate you all for a successful completion of your tenure and wish you well in your future endeavors. As we move forward in making sure that the Constitution of the Federal Republic is upheld and that law and order is maintained, as we continue to strive to provide leadership and direction for our people, I hereby direct head of local government administration to continue to provide leadership in their respective local government areas. Head of local government administration are hereby directed to immediately take charge of the councils with renewed vigor and readiness to serve and await further directive as we navigate towards even greater accomplishments together. I assure you, my good people of Rivers State, that we shall continue to defend, provide infrastructural development, sound healthcare delivery, quality education, and undiluted welfare service package for all our people.
The governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, earlier this morning at about 7 a.m., that broadcast where I officially put an end to the tenure of the local government chairman and appointed the people that will be in charge going forward. Let's get back to our guest, Honorable Lloyd and Mr. Cookeygam, past chairman of Emoha and Opobonkoro local government area. Mr. Lloyd, let me come to you. It appears the real substantive issue here is the status of the lawmakers, because does it look to you like parties are cherry-picking what to obey? One party is trying to follow the 2018 Administration Act. Another party is trying to follow the amended Act of 2024. What does it look like to you, sincerely?
Now, Jeffrey, that was the point I was making. Now, the Rivers State House of Assembly has the powers under the Constitution at all times to make laws for the good governance of the people. And the Martin Amewule House, which is the one the assembly with the 20s, the majority of the members, have caused an amendment to the local government law of 2018. In 2023, there was an amendment that was caused to that principal law that outlawed the use of caretaker committee in line with the pronouncements of the Supreme Court. They have also further outlawed the use of heads of local government administration. So this is the point where we are now. And like Jeffers asked the status of these members, we are before the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal has said, maintain status quo. Parties should halt hostilities. And you know, we are a creation of the law, including the office of the governor. So it is tenures do not expire by press conferences. No, it is the law. What does the law say? We are not struggling, as it were, to perpetuate ourselves in office. No, some of us have been activists calling for strict adherence to democracy and its tenets. And I think I'm educated enough to know that from the first day of my swearing in, to know when my tenure will elapse. But what we have a situation of force majeure. Force majeure. Something didn't happen that ought to happen, didn't happen. And the State Assembly is pleading with me to remain in office until such a time when the elections will be conducted. What the governor should do now is to immediately take steps after the court cases, to take steps and conduct local government elections. Jeffrey, recall that even the Attorney General of the Federation is in court with the 36 Attorney Generals of the Federation over issues of local government autonomy. So this is exactly the point where we are. So we are here, we are saying that the Court of Appeal has said we should maintain status quo. That is what myself and 20 other of my colleagues are doing, in order not to allow hoodlums to cut away government property under the guise of celebrating one press briefing or press conference.
You know, Honorable Lloyd, when the 2024 law mandates the conduct of elections 3 months before the expiration of the tenure of the local government chairman, and the 2018 law, leaves the governor to conduct elections 3 months after, anytime after, one wonders what the goal and intendments of the law, the writers of the law are. But let me come to Honorable Cookeygam now. Yeah, Honorable Lloyd says you took your colleagues to court. Some would say that that is self-sabotaging, but I want you to provide clarity on your own as to the reason why you took your colleagues to court. What's the goal? What's the intention?
Well, let me frankly say that we were sworn in office, and that 3 years in office has elapsed, and I will not indulge myself into any form of impunity by extending the power given to me by my people. The law of local government, like we said, Section 9 of that law said that the local government tenure is for 3 years, and therefore I shouldn't be part of those who want to add extra by years. It is unacceptable.
But Honorable Cookeygam, you could very well peacefully... It is
unacceptable.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very loud and clear.
You could very well peacefully exit office without initiating a case in court and add to the flurry of cases that have provided no clarity or resolution to the Rivers political crisis.
Yes, that can be seen from that perspective, but in other words, I want to be distinguished out for whatever thing they have claimed they want to have within and outside the 3 years of office. So, because, like I said before, the law is circumstance which is provided by the local government law, that the tenure of elected chairmen and their other councillors shall be for 3 years.
Right.
Shall be for 3 years.
You know, it's quite interesting and ironic that, you know, the law, the courts, and even the legislature meant to make laws to make life easier, and the courts to interpret law and give us clarity. We've gone to all of these places, and it looks like we don't have clarity just yet. So, Honorable Lord, would like to know your next line of action. Are you resuming at the office, the MO, local government office? I need to be very well guided here. Are you resuming tomorrow? And why did you share cutlasses or machetes, according to what we heard? Honorable Lord, that's for you now.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Yes. I think what has happened is that we are going to maintain status quo, the way the Court of Appeal. We are not a group of people who will offend the law. But I want to make this selling point that those who went to court challenging some sections of the amendment that was caused by the Martin Amegule Assembly in 2023. Now, some of the sections, especially what they challenged, was the section on tenure elongation. But recall that other parts of that law are still alive, such as the section that says you must give 90 days notice for the conduct of a local government election. That's what.
Well, you may have just gotten used to that already, watching this conversation. But it's one that we must have for the good of the Rivers people, and ensure that for the good of our democracy as well, 25 years, we need to track our growth or otherwise. But I understand that Honorable Cookeygam is back with us. It's been a lot of back and forth. So Honorable Cookeygam, you are not returning to office, clearly, from what you have said. He says the court says maintain status quo antebellum. What does status quo mean to you, Honorable Cookeygam?
Well, let me thank you for that intelligent question. When the court says they should maintain status quo, or what status quo are they referring to? That the local government chairman sworn an oath of office for 3 years, and your tenure has elapsed, and the court says it should maintain status quo. Do you have any local standing to continue?
Oh dear.
No, as the chairman, the answer directive of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, that have also given an issue.
All right.
Instruction that we should comply to all the head of personnel management in our various local governments. And that is what I have just done. I have just handed over, waiting for further directives.
We understand that Honorable Lloyd is back.
I also employ my colleague.
Honorable Cookeygam, would like you to hold on for a bit. Let's try and see if the network through to Mr. Honorable Lloyd is better. Honorable Lloyd, you were responding earlier to Kade's question. Would like to know why you also shared cutlasses, in a program yesterday. And if you're returning to work, despite the order given by the governor.
I'd like to react to what you said first. To say that the 2018 law says this and 2024 law says the 2018 law is the principal law. From there, subsequent amendments such as outlawing the use of caretaker in line with the pronouncements of the Supreme Court that has said that caretaker committee is an aberration at all times. 2, outlawing the use of heads of local government to conduct business of council in the face of Section 7 sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution. So the Martin Amegule Assembly has been very proactive and should be commended. And what they have done, albeit strange to people, is deepening democracy, and we are going to stand by them. I am going to start the distribution of farm implements. For mischief makers, I've narrowed that to machete. Machete only. Is machete not a farm implement? I am from our local government. If you look at the logo of the local government, you will see copiously captured machetes. That is what we use in clearing our farms.
All right.
That is what we use
Lloyd,
in killing snakes. When we find snakes in the farm. So I don't see the hula ballo, the hue and cry over the distribution of farm implements. All right,
Honorable Lloyd, of course, you've said what you have to say based on the pressure we saw yesterday. But in winding down, it looks suspect generally, or doesn't it look suspect from the opinion of some people that we've seen, that since the administration of Siminala Fubara took over, there's been so many changes to the law, procurement law, local government administration law, everybody looking at the fine lines of the law to see what they can make out of it. Even the agreement, the resolution that was brokered by the president had that provision about don't touch the local government, don't dissolve council chairman and all of that. Doesn't this look like playing politics around the law because of the feud between Governor Fubara and his predecessor, rather than really trying to deepen democracy?
Well, I to Jeffrey, I know this question is stemmed from the conversation you had with a certain man, Terminus Gogo Jaja, yesterday. The question is to ask yourself, are the lawmakers within their rights to cause amendment to laws? And you must know, as a former lawmaker, we cause amendments or enact laws in order to tackle a certain problem. So the lawmakers have not offended any law by carrying out its legitimate duty as enshrined in the Constitution of lawmaking. If you go to Section 4, Section 5, and Section 6 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, every arm of government is provided for by the Constitution and what it should do. So the business of Martins Abewule is to make law, to amend laws, to carry out oversight functions, and so on, as enshrined in the Constitution. So is this the first time laws have been amended in Rivers State? So if, for instance, you talked about the procurement law that says you can mobilize a contractor for up to 70% in a particular regime, and when the assembly is not satisfied, seeing the characters that constitute another regime, and they decide to cause an amendment to the law, if you feel offended, you go to court. They have gone to court in several places. In most cases, they sue themselves. They were before Justice IPC, where when we try to join, that is the point which my colleague, former colleague, Terminus Gogojaja tried to make yesterday. So when you try to join, while the matter was still on, they approached Justice Steele, sue themselves, they sued the governor of Rivers State, to the Attorney General of Rivers State, to the government and people of Rivers State. Now, without joining the principal parties, as the Supreme Court has stated in the case of Kendilim Ahmadu Kolo, you must have green and green. We have a plethora of cases that says that there are proper parties that must be brought to court. Because once a pronouncement is made by the judge, it will inure those on whom this judgment will inure have the right to go to court. So when he said yesterday that we tried to join and we didn't join, I sympathize with him because he has no knowledge of the law.
Honorable Lloyd,
joinder of necessary parties is a sine qua non, so that no party is shut out from fair hearing. I thought I should educate him on that issue of joinder.
Honorable Lloyd, one would imagine that, if lawmakers are making laws for the collective well-being of a state, there would be less cases at the court level. But very quickly, I'd like to ask you what your own interpretation of the status quo would be when you said that the Court of Appeal has ordered that all parties should maintain status quo. What would be the status quo in your own view?
I told you the status quo would ask who went to court, who approached the Court of Appeal. Now, what was the status before Abewule court? That is what the Court of Appeal has said should be maintained until parties come before it on the 20th. So it is status quo antebellum, status quo before the beginning of hostilities.
So you're going to work tomorrow, Honorable?
I will maintain status quo. I will maintain status quo.
And what does that mean? Just to be clear, does that mean you're resuming at Emoha local government area office?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Does that mean you're going to the Emoha local government office tomorrow?
Incidentally, since my assumption of office, the local government secretariat has become a beehive of construction. It's been a huge construction site. But I would maintain status quo. That is the point I'm making. In line with the pronouncement of the Court of Appeal.
Well,
because all of these issues are part of what is before the court. And like you said, like Jeffrey said, the status of the Martins Amewule-led assembly. Well, once the Supreme Court pronounces one way or the other, to do. If they say the Martins Amewule and his colleagues constitute the real House of Assembly, it follows this that all have done in terms of lawmaking will continue. It is the law.
Well, Honorable Cookeygam, finally, do you see the distribution of farm implements, as harmless in the light of the circumstances, particularly after what transpired in some local governments in Rivers State yesterday? Farm implements, as Honorable Cookeygam, did you get the question?
Come again.
Do you accept Honorable Lloyd's explanation about the distribution of farm implements as harmless yesterday, as just a program of empowerment for constituents?
Well, I can say that for now, it's inconsequential because the tenure has just winded up. The tenure has just winded up. And I can tell you that I have handed over the mandate given to me by my people to the people. And the HAGA of the very council has taken over the affairs of the local government. And that is what it ought to be. And I therefore urge my colleagues to do the same. If you are loved by your people, you wait until you are being voted back again into office. That is my advice for them.
All right.
Thank you.
Would like to thank you very much, gentlemen. Honorable Chidi Lloyd, former lawmaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, former law teacher, Department of Public and Private Law, University of Nigeria, and former chairman, of course, in the light of the circumstances of Emoha local government area of Rivers State, and Honorable Enyada Cookeygam, immediate past chairman, Opobo Nkoro local government area. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and contribution on the program, and we hope that there's a peaceful resolution of the political crisis in Rivers State in the very near future. Thank you very much for your time.
I'd like to say.
Sorry, Honorable Lloyd. Okay, you have 10 seconds.
Having a rethink about the distribution of the farm equipment.
Right, you're having a rethink about it, so you're not sharing it again.
Yeah, because of the calls I've gotten from security agencies.
All right.
Just for the exigency of the moment.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yeah. And I will switch gears now to the health sector as we discuss that very big concern, a cholera outbreak that has affected no less than 30 states of the Federation. You should be part of this so that you'll be empowered. Stay with us. We'll be right back.